Upon hearing the word meme, viral videos, image macros, and inside jokes usually come to mind. But as Richard Dawkins defined it, a meme is an idea, a behavior that spreads from person to person within a culture. What happens when viral videos and imagery are not the memes themselves, but rather pieces to a much larger idea, an idea that is rapidly spreading? Can a meme change our nation? Occupy Wall Street is an ongoing series of protests in New York City and elsewhere across the United States that seek to resolve socioeconomic inequality and influence of corporate lobbying on Washington politics. Mostly coordinated via social networks without a central organizer, the flash mob demonstration began on September 17, 2011. On July 13th, Toronto-based countercultural magazine Adbusters posted an article titled #OccupyWallStreet, which called on 20,000 people to assemble in Lower Manhattan to demand that President Obama ordain a presidential commission tasked with ending the influence of money in Washington politics. According to the blog post, Adbusters' flash mob campaign was inspired by the successful turnout of the Tahrir Square protests in Egypt in January. Throughout July and August, word of the protests spread across social networks, with hashtags Occupy Wall Street and S17 trending on Twitter, and a Facebook event being swamped with thousands of people who signed up for the gathering. Meanwhile, on Tumblr, a single-topic blog, We Are the 99%, was launched to inspire those planning to attend the September 17th protests. The blog showcased a wide spectrum of American citizens holding up their personal stories of financial woes and struggles, unified under the slogan, We Are the 99%. The 99% is a symbolic number representative of the idea that the richest of the rich, the 1%, have too long been the majority influence on government policy. This, much to the disadvantage of the rest of America, the 99%. The number is not only used symbolically, but as a way to empower everyday citizens. On September 17, 2011, an estimated 1,000 protesters gathered in Lower Manhattan despite police blockades surrounding the New York Stock Exchange. In stark contrast to the swift mobilization that took place on the web, the protests received little coverage in the news media in its first week. But this changed on September 24th, when the demonstrators in the financial district marched north towards Uptown. The crowd was confronted by NYPD officers near Union Square, leading to dozens of arrests. Within the fray, 2 female protesters were maced with pepper spray, which was captured on a video that quickly exploded on YouTube. Many were outraged at this display of excessive and inappropriate force. The video triggered a call for internet vigilantism, to which anonymous members responded by publicly posting the officer's identity. At this point, tweets with the hashtag Occupy Wall Street were being counted at almost 10,000 per hour. Strengthened in numbers, around 1,500 protesters attempted to march across the Brooklyn Bridge on October 2nd, but were met with heavy police resistance. More than 700 demonstrators were arrested for violating the law of occupying the roadway. Many protesters are reported stating that they felt like they were being lured into a trap, having been escorted part of the way across the bridge before being contained. Organized via Facebook groups, Twitter hashtags, and Meetup.com, similar protests are taking place in Boston, D.C., Philadelphia, New Jersey, Minneapolis, Austin, and Seattle. The movement has arguably become one of the first social media-driven nationwide demonstrations in the United States. Despite the mudslinging and accused lack of direction, participants of the Occupy Wall Street movement feel their goal is clear: to end the overwhelming influence of corporations and the mega-rich on government policy, to promote an economic system that does more than benefit the top 1%, but ensures fairness and liberty for all socioeconomic walks of life. We here at Know Your Meme are continually updating our entry on Occupy Wall Street, so check back for further updates and developments over time. And while you're there, let us know how you feel about the protests in the comments.